The endless nightmare of streaming services. Now, everybody knows, like, okay. I can honestly say, in my own opinion, like, Netflix is, that's like universal knowledge that Netflix is pretty bad, but, bro, if there's any single ones, bro, the NFL with all these damn streaming services, like, bro, you have to get specific, like, platforms just to watch a one game. Like, I have to get Peacock and then turn around after the season's done. I don't even use it at all for like the rest of the whole year.
Like, damn, bro. Like $109 just for the premium. I know that it's not that bad, but like still though, only use it for like one thing.
You know, dude, TV has got to be up there with, like, airplanes as one of the single greatest human achievements that we have progressively turned into one of the most miserable experiences of all time. Like, how crazy is it that we can broadcast an episode of Peppa Pig to literally millions of people at the same time, and absolutely no one uses it anymore because they shove in more mid-roll ads than a Mr. Beast video? Because what airlines have in, like, 2 centimeters of legroom and reheated dog feces that they pretend is edible, TV has the magical ability to turn any movie into a 3-hour-long insurance commercial compilation. But, you know, back in the day, it's not like anyone had a choice. The only other way to watch things you actually wanted to watch was either on YouTube in like 27 different parts, or by going to Blockbuster and gambling on which of the 17 DVDs you just rented for 25 bucks would actually be watchable, because their entire customer base can't return anything without running it over with a car. So I remember the day that Netflix finally came to Australia was like the top 10 days of my life. That shit was like Christmas too. You mean I get to have all of this cool shit in one place that I can watch whenever I want for like
fucking
$15 a month? Like, that shit sounded way too good to be true. Which is why it was. Because it stopped being fun in like a week when all of the companies that were licensing their shit to Netflix realized that they could make way more money if they just made their own shittier version of Netflix. So now in 2025, if you're deciding what streaming service to get, your options are between Netflix, Disney Plus, Stan, Apple TV, Paramount Plus, Foxtel Go, Binge, which is the best one because it has both seasons of MILF Manor, 9 Now, 7 Plus, 10 Play, ABC iView, SBS On Demand, and Hayu. And these are...
Bro, like, what are all these damn things? Like, I only use 2. I only use Hulu and Netflix. I can't use... Okay, I rarely use Disney Plus nowadays, but like, damn. All these damn streaming services, I'm like, what the hell is all this?
all real, I swear to God. And that's just here, okay? Like, the US has even more dumbass made-up sounding words like Hulu, Peacock, Stars, BritBox, HBO Max, or Now, or Max, or whatever. Oh, wait, I think we just got that one too, actually. Yep. Shudder, AMC Plus, Discovery Plus, ESPN Plus, Friendly TV, Philo, Vudu, Movie, Fubo. Like, how the fuck is there even anything left to divide up at this point if every single company in the entire planet has their own streaming service now? There is a streaming app for your dog called Dog TV, where you can pay $74 a year to stream content for your fucking dog, which has the balls to not even have Bluey. And then you got apps like Quibi, which didn't even last 6 months because the flagship series of their entire library of shows was about Anna Kendrick and a talking sex doll.
My boyfriend's sex doll is talking to me.
But I don't know why the fuck you pay for that when you can get Real Shorts with its catalog of entirely vertical content made for TikTok-addicted Wattpad users, like Faded to My Forbidden Alpha.
Happy birthday.
Ew.
It's me, Lila. I'm your wolf.
My wolf, Lila, you're here. You're my wolf.
Yes, so
Which is just one of the many free ad-supported streaming services, like Tubi, that's comprised entirely of public domain shit from like 100 years ago, and the entire Titanic franchise, including Titanic 2 and 666. And you know, if you're wondering if that's like disrespectful to the victims or whatever, don't worry, because they've also got the Charlie Sheen 9/11 movie. Or you could get Plex, which has Leprechaun with Jennifer Aniston and the original Bakugan Battle Brawlers, which automatically makes it better than any of these other ones. As well as original content they call Plex-exclusives, which as far as I can find consists entirely of a single show. And then when you scroll down the page, it shows you a bunch of real movies that are coming soon, but not to Plex, just like in general. And Bentkey, the Ben Shapiro kids cartoon streaming service, which might be my least favorite combination of words in the English language.
Bentkey is a fantastic product. You should go check it out right now. We have a brand new app over at Bentkey. My kids love it. Well, one of the shows we have on Bentkey is a fantastic show. It's called Kid Explorer.
Look, personally, dude, I don't know if I call one of my main series
That's
Kid
new.
Explorer, or I'm going to think that shit's like a documentary about the Catholic Church. Speaking of the Catholic Church, there's also VidAngel, which is a streaming service that you link to other streaming services.
Hold on, let me go back.
Church. There's also VidAngel.
Nigga, this looks like a fucking OnlyFans type of damn shit. What the hell? Yo, y'all can't tell me this don't look like something OnlyFans would have. Like, bro, all
It's a
these
streaming
damn
service that
streaming
you link to
services,
other
like-
streaming services to skip any scenes that Jesus wouldn't approve of, as a streaming app specifically made to watch things with your parents or your racist grandma.
Meaning you can watch Wolf of Wall Street without language, Game of Thrones without nudity, or Transformers 4 without all of it because it's a terrible movie.
And like the only ones out of any of these that I'm ever actually going to pay for are like Netflix and Prime and maybe aping off my brother's Stan, which I refuse to spend money on myself because they have the balls to charge 12 real human dollars a month for their lowest tier that doesn't even give you HD, so you have to stream in a quality worse than a fucking 360p upload on Dailymotion. And it's only because most normal people can't be bothered owning like 5 trillion different subscriptions that they just keep paying for Netflix even though they've been on a mission to regularly abuse every single one of their paying customers. Between them raising their prices every week, cancelling any show they've ever made, and blocking both VPNs and password sharing, despite that being one of their selling points like literally a couple years ago. And now that they know like half their audience is only using their content as background noise for their Subway Surfers gameplay, they're actually making their shows dumber, so you don't actually have to pay attention to them to understand what's going on, which is why you now have the option to watch the chipmunk version of Doom.
That is a very bad idea. Bro, you know how much money they're gonna lose over time if they do that? Like, bro, you gotta be serious.
Part 2. By the way, if you actually watch things like this, I think it should be like legitimately euthanized. Netflix's quality is like all over the place. Like they got some of my favorite shows of all time, like BoJack Horseman, Arcane, Haunting a Hill House, and Bee and Puppy Cat, which gives them points as long as I don't think about how all of these collectively have less episodes than Big Mouth. Netflix claims they have like 4,000 movies and shows or some shit, which is because their entire strategy is just pumping out like 1 million shows a month to appeal to every single person on the entire planet. Which is why their weekly top 10 is always made up of like the shittiest rom-coms known to man or exploitative true crime documentaries, both of which are being watched by your lonely 46-year-old mum. And you know, you'd think Netflix would like use some of that money they're not paying in residuals to their actors and writers to improve their content, but you know for a fact that it's being funneled into a Big Mouth furry spin-off. And you know, I will give them that like this idea of giving people a stupid amount of money to just do whatever the fuck they want has meant we've ended up with some cool shit that like never would have been made if it was for network TV. Even if it means we end up with a bunch of shit that literally nobody asked for, like a Knuckles spin-off show or a Grease prequel series.
Anything but another season of BoJack Horseman. Still can't get away from it, huh?
Or High School Musical, the musical, the series, or the live-action Avatar reboot, or the reboot. But now the problem is that they've successfully paralyzed half their entire user base into taking the length of The Irishman trying to decide what to watch, until they just give up and binge The Office for the 25th time. Because now there is just like too much stuff. Like, do I want to watch The Croods or the Osama Bin Laden show? I don't know, dude. Disney Plus has the same problem, where it just kind of seems like the worst idea Disney's ever had, where now in only like 5 years, they've gone from having like billion-dollar hits every year to not a single person showing up to anything they put out, because everyone knows they can just wait like 3 months for it to show up on Disney Plus for free. The cheapest out of any of these is Prime Video, but that's because they're owned by like the most evil company in the entire world, who's responsible for the equally worst crimes of making their employees piss in water bottles and combining both their free and paid shit on the same homepage, so their UI has like as many microtransactions as a fucking mobile game, where you can never tell if it's like actually included with Prime or is like an additional $5 to rent on top of the $9.99 a month and $2 for no ads. But don't worry, at least you don't have to pay for their incredible original content like Beast Games.
Damn.
So, by now you might be wondering how it could possibly be profitable for Disney and Amazon to be competing to see who can burn more of their company's annual income on shows that no one talks about. Like, dude, for me, the whole appeal of Disney Plus was the promise of these, like, expensive-ass blockbuster standard TV shows with Disney money behind them. But now that's meant that everyone's had to step up their game to compete with it. So TV's gone from something they can pump out, like, 20 seasons of in a couple years to taking the same amount of time as a movie, except they have to do it, like, 8 times. Which is why you can get an entire degree in the same time it's taken Netflix to put out a new season of Wednesday and Squid Game. There was a couple years in between the first and second seasons of Invincible, because animation is like one of the most miserable processes of all time. But because Amazon wanted to pump that shit out annually, they smashed out season 3 in less than a year, and you can tell because it looks like a fucking PowerPoint presentation. And so the way that these streamers are affording this is by progressively undoing everything that made them good in the first place, like Prime and Netflix offering a paid ad tier designed to annoy you into upgrading to the now more expensive premium plans, just like with how
They have ads now? Okay. See, I wouldn't even know that, cause goddamn, I use ad blockers on Hulu and Netflix, so I wouldn't even know that. Like, damn. So they got all that and more some.
Half the ads on Spotify are just ads
This
telling
is
you
the type of greed
ads.
they be
And so
talking
people
about,
are just giving
man.
up now. Like, I know more family members that have
Matter of
one of
fact, I'ma pause again. Fuck that, bro. You know they be making multiple series, like multiple seasons of like shows. Gang, all you have to do is just put it into a movie segment. Like, what you mean it takes 2 seasons, nigga? The amount of episodes that are in this, and it takes you this long, bro. You could have just add all of these episodes together and be like probably a 2-hour movie. Are you kidding? Like,
jailbroken Fire Stick things than Paramount Plus. And like, I don't even know where you get those from, but like, if my 56-year-old uncle can figure that shit out, then it can't be that hard. Because I don't think I've ever felt more pain than trying to watch through an entire movie series in the modern streaming era. Like, a couple weeks ago, my brother and I wanted to watch the Ip Man movies, right? And like, despite us owning like 5 different streaming apps I don't pay for, the first one was only available to rent on Prime for like $4.99. The second one was available on Netflix in Singapore. The third one I had to install 58 viruses on my computer to watch because it's been wiped off the face of the planet. And the fourth one was just on Australian Netflix. Why? Why are you like this? Disney owns the entirety of Marvel and still don't have any of the MCU Spider-Man movies because those
that's
are
what
only
I'm
on...
fucking saying, bro. They don't. There's so many damn shits. I'm starting to get a little tight now. Like, bro, they be having so much. And it's like, what are they doing? How do you have the whole entirety of goddamn Spider-Man series, and yet you don't have every single one? Like, so niggas just bought fucking Marvel for nothing. So, say I'm gonna watch like, Spider-Man Near the Device.
What did he say?
That was not English. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, right? And then turn around, I finish the movie. I'm like, hey, I could watch the whole next one. Turn around, they don't even have it. I'm like, what am I paying my subscription for if I can't even see the same movie? They do that for a lot of damn movies on there, bro. It's like, god damn.
Stan, except for Spider-Man No
If you're gonna buy Marvel, at least put every single movie on there, not just, oh, we're just gonna cherry pick some movies. We're gonna put this one over here. We're gonna put that one over there. Like, don't do that.
Way Home, which is on Foxtel or Binge. There was a Pokemon streaming service that didn't even have 80% of the show because the rest of it was split across like 7 other streaming services like they were the fucking Dragon Balls. And Amazon is the actual worst with this because you can look up a movie and then have it come up saying it's on Prime until you actually click on it and then it goes, no dipshit, it's actually only on one of the channels through a different streaming service.
And
on
it's
Amazon.
not even
You
there.
have
It's
to get a
like,
fucking
bro.
MGM Plus subscription to watch. And what the fuck is MGM Plus? This shit has gotten so unnecessarily overcomplicated that I am now getting ads for an app called Hubble, whose sole selling point
The
is that it
fuck is
organizes where you
Hubble?
can even watch anything, which basically makes it a streaming service for other streaming services. Dude, I'm gonna stream a fucking bullet into the side of my head. And yeah, it does ruin my whole week when I find out that the movie I've been putting off watching for 3
They're
months.
removing Sonic. Yo, I didn't even know Blue Beetle was in the thing. They're doing too much. They're doing the most. They're literally doing the most. Bro, every time I be trying to research a damn movie, it's like, bro, it could be on this, there. It tells me to go here, and then the shit's not even on the damn shit. It's like, bro, what are we doing? How are you gonna tell me that this movie is on this website, and it's not even there, and then I gotta go to another website, and it's like $20 a month just to watch one goddamn movie. It's like, what are they doing, bro? You know it's getting bad where I start talking fast, like, bro. Why do they do this so much, man? It's like, it's ridiculous.
just
I
being
swear
taken
it
off
is.
Netflix. But like for the most part, I was like okay with not owning every single thing I watched because like I gotta be honest with you, I don't know how many times I'm realistically going to be watching like a $50 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray copy of Sausage Party. That wasn't until I found out that these streamers are banishing their own content to the Shadow Realm. And I don't mean the stuff that they buy a temporary license for. I mean their own original series that they make. HBO assassinated like half of its entire content library last year, so now you have to go on like the fucking dark web to watch Infinity Train now. When Netflix started shoving like choose your own adventure shows down everyone's throats a while back that no one gave a shit about because they were too busy hate watching Too Hot to Handle, they just decided to yoink all of them from the service entirely, or so they can make way for more things that people were really clamoring for, like mobile games and WWE live streams. Not that it even matters anymore, because it's not like we get to keep the things we own anyway. I don't own Minecraft anymore after I already bought it because Mojang like made everyone migrate their accounts to Microsoft for some reason, and the fact that I had an entire year to do it is entirely beside the point.
We're moving all of our Java players from Mojang accounts to Microsoft accounts. This will mean a more secure Minecraft Java for everyone.
And this is just the stupidest shit of all time, especially when you look at like music apps, right? It's not like you can only listen to that new Kanye West song on Apple Music. All of these are like functionally the exact same shit with the same library of songs, all of which are worse than YouTube Music because it's the only app that lets you listen to Sabrina Carpenter and the Minecraft parody of it in the same playlist. I'm pretty sure like barely anyone pirates music anymore because it's way easier to just chuck $9 to Spotify every month. But why would anyone want to be subscribed to like 57 different streaming services to watch all this shit when they can just pull up like 1, 2, 3 movies, which has everything in one place and is still in a better quality than Stan? And you know, I'd love to say that like piracy is basically more ethical than buying any of these streaming services at this point, but unfortunately, you know, I live in Australia where like our greatest anti-piracy measure is having the most dog shit internet of all time. So moral of the story is that this shit is just going to keep getting worse and there's absolutely nothing we can do about it.
Especially when I do it for anime, bro. Before I used to use Hulu and Netflix, bro. Like, gang, I used to use all these damn illegal websites just to watch anime, bro. Bro, I remember going on this one website. It was like 9 anime something 223 or whatever. Bro, I used to use that to watch like Dragon Ball Super. I think it was the Tournament of Power. I'm saying that like I didn't watch it, but yes. I was using that while the show was coming out, bro. Like, that website came in clutch, I'm not gonna lie, when I was in middle school, bro. Same thing with other animes too. I used to use it to watch goddamn Naruto before I got a Netflix and Hulu. I used to use that. Goddamn. I don't know. Sometimes I be using it. Sometimes I don't. If I really don't feel like using it, or more like if I don't feel like paying for a subscription, I just use an illegal website. I do not care. As long as it doesn't fuck up my computer, then I'm totally fine with it. But that's beside the point. But anyways, peace out, y'all.